Zach Werenski leads all NHL defensemen in points and goals this season. But here's the thing, he's not producing like the other guys near the top of the list. His offensive game is different. In this video, I'm breaking down 3 specific parts of Werenski's game that put him at the top of the points board. And more importantly, I'll show you how you can steal these habits and incorporate them into your own game. Because that's what we do here on Dirty Little Shifts. We break down defense so you can see the game a little bit deeper. Let's dive into it. The first thing Werenski does different than most offensive defensemen is how he breaks the puck out of his own zone. When people think offensive defensemen, they usually think end-to-end rushes and dangles. But with Werenski, it's different. The first thing he is good at is getting open for a pass from his D partner. He makes it as easy as possible for his D partner to pass to him by finding the open space. However, most elite D-men do this well, right? But the thing that really separates Werenski is how simple he keeps his breakout. It almost seems like he's lazy out there because he rarely skates the puck out. On this play, Werenski has 2 guys on him, right here. And a lot of other offensive defensemen might try and skate the puck out behind the net. But instead, Werenski makes a simple play up the boards. It's not pretty, but it beats 2 guys down here and gets the puck out of the zone. Same deal on this one. Werenski gets the puck. He has the guy tight on him, and other offensive defensemen in this scenario would probably try and get the net and beat this defender that's on him. But again, Werenski keeps it simple and just does a simple little chip out. And that pass isn't even on the tape necessarily or pretty, but it's getting it up the ice and it's getting it in the direction of the offensive zone. It's a very simple mindset shift. And a little battle ensues and the puck is out of the zone. Werenski here, he's not even afraid to go off the glass. Like the other examples, a lot of offensive defensemen here might try and beat this one defender. But the thing you got to think about as a defenseman is passing the puck moves way faster than you skating it. So rather than beating this guy, Werenski goes off the glass and it's out of the zone again. And it's getting the puck into the offensive zone. The other important element of keeping it simple on the breakout is it preserves your energy for when you're in the offensive zone, which allows you to be more effective offensively. And rather than Werenski getting the puck here and trying to beat someone, he throws a pass, and that pass is just to space. He's just getting it into this general area. He's not even getting it on the guy's tape. He doesn't care about that. He just wants to get the puck up and in the general area. So the guy doesn't get it quite, but he still enters the offensive zone and they get the puck. By breaking out this way, Werenski preserves energy and consistently moves the puck closer to the other team's net, which leads to the next part of Werenski's game that is different. In this game alone, Werenski joins the rush almost 10 times, but a lot of offensive defensemen join the rush. So what's different? Werenski has a different approach to how he joins the rush. The first thing you'll notice is that he has a switch. When his team doesn't have possession of the puck, he is in defensive mode. But as soon as his team gets clear possession of the puck, he switches to offensive mode. And you can even see here, it's not super clear that his team has possession. So he's hanging out back in this area. But look, as soon as his guy gets possession and is looking up ice, Werenski is going into that open space here. He turned that offensive switch on and he hops in. He's joining the rush. Offensive mode for him is very interesting. And what makes it different versus other offensive defensemen is rather than using speed and cutting through the play, he essentially seals the play by having a tight gap. And if there is open space, he goes into it, kind of like a vacuum. He gets sucked into it. And you can see it here after the breakout, he's staying tight to the play. He's not jumping up here into this area. He's just hanging back and taking the open space. So he's just staying up, and he's just hanging out in this open area. Some other fancier offensive defensemen might try and cut in to create more of a threat, but Werenski keeps it simple again. On this one here, it's a perfect example of that vacuum effect. There's space opening up right in here, and it just kind of sucks Werenski in there. It doesn't work out, but it's just him staying tight to the play that drew him into that space. And this last one here kind of embodies everything. So his team, they get possession of the puck, and they're looking up ice. So Werenski flips that switch, defensive mode to offensive mode, and he's immediately sealing the gap. And in doing this, he's staying up with the play, and there's all of this space opening up. So it's just bringing him up into that area. He's not forcing it. He's not running, gunning. He doesn't need to be really fast for this. He's just staying up to the play. He's casually skating up, taking the space, and he's in the rush. With this mindset of filling the open space and pushing the puck up ice, Werenski is really able to help get the puck into the offensive zone, which is where the final part of Werenski's offensive game takes form. Werenski leads all defensemen in shots on net, and that alone is important. But what separates him is how and when he chooses to shoot. Other offensive defensemen that put up a lot of goals tend to rip a lot of big shots from the point. Radish, for example, who is just behind Werenski in goals, has 7 times the amount of 90+ mile-per-hour shots than Werenski. And they typically come from the same area. The way Werenski approaches his shot selection is before he even receives the puck, he's setting himself up for a good shooting lane. I know it seems like common sense, but it's harder than it looks to get open for a pass and be aware of the shooting lane. And it's difficult to see here, but Werenski is just off the screen, kind of in this area, and this shooting lane here is blocked. So it's very subtle, but Werenski slowly creeped over here to create a better shooting lane for himself, and that little shift is giving him this shot lane here. It's a similar scenario on this one, but this time he's going to use a bit more footwork to develop the shot lane. But the sole purpose of him doing this is to get a better shooting lane. He's not trying to necessarily dangle this forward. And even right now, that simple little stop fake has given him this shooting lane. He could take this shot right here, but he keeps going, gets a little closer. And now he's gonna he just wants to get the puck to the net. And over here, he's still thinking shooting lane. He's taking the open space, and the puck just goes to him like a magnet, because it kind of tends to work like that. The puck will get to that open space, so that's what the good players do. They take the open space, which gives them that better shooting lane. And he just takes that shot. He also prioritizes getting the puck through, rather than shooting it hard. You don't need a hard shot to score a lot of goals. Look at Tyler Clevin, hardest shot in the league and only 1 goal this year. And on this play, a lot of defensemen would not take this shot because it's difficult to get through. But Werenski is so good at just softly getting the puck through to the net. Just a little floater in. And those are the kind of shots that turn into goals. And he'll shoot from anywhere. Just a shot from the half boards on the wall. And even here, he's in the area that I usually call the dangerous area. You have to be very careful of shooting from here, because if you miss on the far side, it can be an easy breakout for the other team. But Werenski, he's going to put a nice light shot on the short side. And because it's light and on the short side, the worst it can do is kind of bank back up into this area. So he's staying with that offensive mindset of just getting the puck as close to the net as possible, with the end goal of getting it in the back of the net. And it's light, and he just finds a way to get it through. When you zoom out and look at Werenski's game, it has nothing to do with speed or being fancy. It's about his mindset approach to the game. How he breaks the puck out, how he joins the rush, how he selects his shots. All of it is with the sole purpose of creating the highest probability of getting the puck closer to the back of the net. That's why he's at the top of the points board, and it's also why these habits are realistic for any defenseman to add to their game. If this helped you see the game a little bit differently, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and let me know down below which part of Werenski's game stood out the most to you. This is Dirty Little Shifts, and I'll see you in the next one.